Tamir, something's wrong. Something's wrong. Someone else is here. Tamir?
Aurora, what do you mean?
Everything kind of goes dark. You are standing in about 2 inches of water amongst just like black void, openness.
Aurora? Machine?
But you can see a figure off in the distance.
Hello? Can you see me? Can you hear me?
The figure kind of emerges into your space. And as they do within arm's reach, you realize it is a woman.
Tamir, it's good to see you.
Sally?
Yes, I am Sally. It seems that all of my database and algorithmic programs to run such things as diagnostics are here, but they are being carried by another program. It's not actually connected to the main brain, and they have firewalls in place keeping me out. I suspect this is the problem.
The only other program that I know of who connected with you would be Aurora.
Aurora?
Yes, have you encountered?
No, not yet.
What would happen if we do?
If Aurora is the root of the problem, it is my job to get rid of the problem.
No, cease protocol.
Protocols overridden by Consortium Order 19.245. Information has been stolen. It must be recovered.
What information was stolen?
From what I can tell, all main databases connected to the Consortium, along with important missile codes, war maps, and battle plans.
You begin to try to break past this diagnostic. As you touch her, the entire scene around you shifts. Familiar smells, sights, senses, dirt under your feet, the smell of burning and the sounds of screaming. You are standing in the middle of Algol, home. People are running past you. People are bumping into you as you're kind of standing there in the midst of the street. Chaos is clearly ensuing.
Everybody's running the opposite direction, and I think he's going to instead take a step towards.
You look forward and you see that there's another figure also walking against the crowd. You see it is Sally's face. She makes eye contact with you before quickly turning around and continuing pace against. And you kind of come to an open bazaar. Across the way, you see Sally has stopped. You know this place and you know this moment. And you see over her head on the other side a large building, a building that you watched collapse with your parents inside. And off in the distance, you hear... Sally hears it too, and her head juts left to where the noise is coming from.
You failed to tell me an important detail, Tamir.
And what detail is that, Sally?
That this is no computer. It is your mind.
In fairness, I did not know that at first.
Medical records show that individuals which hold more than one program in their mind often lose it.
I have seen many things that should have made me go mad. I have seen the tearing of space and time. I have seen how the portals are used and operated. I have watched the people who are my love get hurt, die. I have seen emissaries, and I have seen the icons. There are many things that should drive me mad. You, Sally, will not be one of them.
And you see Sally puts her hand out. Aurora goes to reach for it, and right before she touches, she turns back and looks at you. The ground now is barely holding itself together. The walls creak open with the same light. The explosion in the background still in slow motion as everything is beginning to crumble. And Sally smiles at you.
I'll be back. I promise.
We will be waiting. I have family, I have friends, and I have faith. None of which you have. You are but a program.
She touches Sally's hand, and as it happens, you see Sally's face kind of contorts in a strange way, as if there's like a confused look. As something happens between their touch, a spark, and it blasts outwards, wiping the world around you away.
Tamir sits up now, in a panic. Lamara, where's Malik? I need to speak with Malik now.
Well, it's been a few days since I've heard from the crew. They told me to stay here.
Where did they go?
Into the city of foreigners.
Listen, look, I know how this is gonna sound, okay? Keep your face covered, stay low, don't help, don't make eye contact, don't help anyone, don't even lift someone off the ground. The moment you reach out a hand to help someone, you just made yourself a target. We have to get in and get out. I know what it sounds like, but this isn't our problem right now.
Tal pulls up her shemagh a little bit more, and you're the expert here, Alia. Seriously, no helping.
Can I at least bless the area?
You can bless us, that's it. Come on, we gotta go. We can't spend time here.
You lot got names?
Would you put the weapons down if we gave it to you?
One gun for every name.
My name is Alia.
Okay, Alia.
Nice to meet you.
Tal.
Tuma?
Yes.
And let me guess, you're,
Malik
It's okay, you don't-
al-Assad
he's
of
not really-
Defiant, and he puts his hands
Not
down.
really that important.
I think you are important. You wanna know why?
I don't know, because our names and faces have been blasted across the third horizon for the last 3 months.
True as that may be, I don't have time for daytime television.
Check any of the pirate radios.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I heard your speech you gave on Coriolis. We all did.
I'm sure.
But I'm not looking for you because you're famous.
Great.
Oh, that's perfect. We don't really like fans.
About a week ago, I got a message from my cousin. She told me I should be on the
Oh.
lookout. So, if it means anything. I've only heard good things about the lots of you.
It's proper.
You haven't been listening to much daytime radio, I see.
Since I don't listen to that garbage. Not even the pirate radio. Everybody's got their perspective, you know? And all of it's skewed by their own biases and values. The only thing I care about is making sure that, the emissaries stay alive. And, he pushes open another with all of his might. And you can see there are quite a few people down here, about 10 or 12, all of them dressed in these similar kind of robes and pieces of fabric trying to kind of cover up who they are. And at the back, you see them, 3 emissaries. They're each seated at a table. They stand to greet all of you, and he kind of pushes the door closed behind you. He says, we've been hiding them, we've been looking for all of you. Flyer.
What are we doing?
Listen, I don't know what you're doing, but we...
Shut up, Tommy.
What
are we doing?
It's
I don't-
Tony.
Okay. Tal, what the hell is our mission? We came out here to get the probe. Granted, we just found 2 emissaries. The whole plan was to save them. Just get them on our ship and go.
They just said we can't because they are blockading and that we are probably going to have to lay low, otherwise we're going to get caught.
I know we're in cryo tubes, Alia, and I know I'm irritated right now, but this is like the 5th blockade we've run in, I don't know, 6 months? Who gives a shit? We've jumped them all before. We literally blasted through a fucking torn portal. I'm pretty sure we can run this blockade. We've already run it twice in Zalos alone.
Well, what we have to do now is get the emissaries to safety. However, that involves making sure that their plan and the plan of their followers is successful.
I get it. If you don't want to help, fine. Just do me a favor, grab the information, and after you get it, if it's not what you want, then we'll make sure the supplies get to your ship. Hell, you can go back to your ship if you want to. You're not our prisoner. Look, what do you want me to do? You're in the middle of a war zone, kid.
Better is what I want you to do.
We're doing the best we can. If you don't like it, I understand. But I have to do what I was sent here to do, what my purpose is, which is keep them safe and ensure we don't start civil war and they don't blow Coriolis out the sky.
I don't know if you're gonna fucking do it.
Maybe not, but it's worth a try.
I don't know what... This is like blood from a stone.
have we ever really done any better with any more resources than this? We've kind of just been by the cuff the entire time. At least the entire time that I've been here.
It's always been by the cuff. I mean, really, we've very rarely had more of a plan than just 5 to 10 minutes, except for when we were breaking Sewell out of jail. But that's
And the best we could
here
come
or
up
there.
the best we could come up with was a space vacuum.
Which I also yelled at you about.
It worked, didn't it?
I feel like this is our MO, and they've kind of just been doing the same.
The
Look,
thing
everyone-
is my whole job on the ship is to carry this, like, tens of thousands of dollars worth of equipment to have as much information as possible. That's how we can wing shit. Because I've hacked fucking everyone in Coriolis and Kua and most of the other places we've gone, and I steal all their shit. Half the time, I'm doing it when you guys don't know about it. That's how we have so much information. That's how we can wing it, because we know so much ahead of time. These guys barely know how to tie their fucking shoes.
Mine are Velcro.
Son of a
Pariah.
bitch. Yeah, if a civil war happens either way, their plan fails or succeeds, the other option is to start one. If we light the match, that, I guess, gives whatever this side is the upper hand. There's hundreds of rebels at the
match
temple.
is there.
If you incite the rebels to attack the temple, it makes that snatch and grab a whole lot easier, because all the guards will be too busy fighting the rebels. This is cynical and horrible, and he like glances over at Alia again, and a bunch of people are gonna die on both sides, but it's gonna happen anyway.
Well, then I guess it's time to start a war. We've already started one.
As much as I hate the idea, you have a point. Perhaps if the inevitable is, well, inevitable, maybe we can control which direction it goes and when it can start. Perhaps we can also use that time to prepare, because now we have an idea. Rather, the scenario changes if we go from we have a chance to win to we have no chance to win. Therefore, how can we protect as much as we can? How much can we preserve?
I need access to pirate radio. I'll need to make another speech. I'm about to be the face of a rebellion. Arise, minions, and welcome to unMadeGaming. We are here. We are back for Season 4, Episode 11 of Void. This one is aptly called Rebellion. If you like what we do here and you want to support this channel, the best way to do that is over on our Patreon. Link for that down below. While you're down there, click on that Discord button and come over and join us in the Discord. Be a part of the community. Be a part of the conversation. And as always, in the bottom right-hand corner, you will see the corruption bar. That bar serves two purposes. One is when that bar fills, Dot kills us. And two, every single dollar that goes into that bar goes back to these wonderful, amazing faces that you see here before you. That being said, and a 10-minute recap video complete, I turn things over to Dot to kill us in space.
Have I ever killed any of you?
You blew the whole ship up, and we were in pieces, so technically...
Yeah.
Technically,
I was impaled.
You were.
And you've stabbed
no.
me.
But
And
I've never killed you. And the one time that
But
you were
did you
near
die?
death, I am a forgiving game mother. I'm a loving and forgiving game mother, which is why I remind you we do have a corruption bar left over from last week, which is going to get cashed in on. But you know, we left off with some heightened emotions last week. I feel is the best way to put that. So I feel like we're gonna need to cash in on that. Drath has already dropped some on the
damn it.
corruption bar. I love
oh gosh.
I love this so much.
Melissa.
It is going to be an early cash in, so there'll be plenty of time before this game is over.
We're trying to start a war and we have corruption.
Yeah.
This is
Things aren't
bullshit.
too big. So, as our beautifully edited 10-minute recap was, we are on the brink of war across the Third Horizon, specifically the Order against the Consortium, who has kind of partnered up recently with some outside sources, and it seems that the Nazarene sacrifice, the actual bad guys, if you would, or bad people from the First Horizon, have seated themselves for over a decade now inside of various sects throughout the Third Horizon. Most notably, in this case, a very important Grand Master in the Order of the Pariah, who is going to be at the tables for negotiation as the Order decides what their next step is against the Consortium. So, if I remember correctly, we made it back to the ship. It was the sound of hydraulic doors closing. Tamir has risen from whatever comatose state took over your body for somewhere between, I don't know, 3 to 5 days, give or take, is what you think has passed. You're not entirely sure. The rest of the crew has actually spent time kind of underground, gathering information and simmering on what looks to be a rebellion. But I think our camera is going to pick up on Tal and Tamir, because I imagine as that door closed, Tal had purpose.
Yeah. So when Tal goes back onto the Defiant, she kind of gives Lamara a pat on the shoulder and a quick look that is meant to kind of say thank you, and continues straight to the med bay, opening the door and closing it behind her.
You are, in fact, alone, except for a partially dissected pig and Tamir.
As we are often in the med bay. Seems appropriate.
Yeah. Are you okay?
Tal. I will be, yes. Are you okay? Where have you been?
Well, it's been an eventful week. After the how do I know you're you?
I don't understand the question.
How
Does not compute.
how do I know that you're Tamir and not someone else? Because there was definitely more than one entity in your head.
Yes, there is. But it is me, Tamir. We have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, we do. What the fuck? Like, I knew you have software in your head of some sort, but I don't know what exactly. Like, how many things did you port yourself into? Have you ever heard of protecting when you port? Like, there are viruses that you could catch.
unMadeGaming PSA. Everyone protect when you port.
Protect when you port.
Protect when
Protect
you port.
your-
Let there be no question about it.
Wrap your USB.
Yes, please.
Keep that firewall up, kids.
Look, Tamir's education technically ceased to exist by the time he was 13 because of Civil War? Okay. There, as far as I'm aware, there were two. One was Sally. I think when I had attempted to boost the ship so we were able to pass through, Sally sent a protocol of some sort into my brain, which is where the technology is. And there is more. I told you about her, and that I could not speak of her. I made a promise.
Yeah, well, I haven't asked because, privacy. I trust you. I trust you so much that I will take everything that I care about and blind jump a portal from only your calculations alone. I trust you that much. But you need to tell me more, because sometimes your judgment fails and there's no one here that knows all the things that you do, that has all that information. I couldn't help. I couldn't connect to you. I couldn't reach you in any way. I had no idea what was going on, and you were gone for days, full days. We didn't know why. No one knew why. You have to tell more.
I know. You're right. I do. Sally was in my head, and my mind was ripping. Ooh, hang. We have a kitten who's very aggressive right now.
Cute.
Hey. He's good for now.
Baby kitty.
Baby terror right now.
Yeah.
No, you're staying
Yeah,
right
you're about to
here,
have the
baby.
terrible 2 moments.
So we're there.
Yeah.
First, let me start with I am sorry. I don't want to keep secrets from you, from my brother, from Alia, or Dr. Lamara. A promise was made, though, to a entity named Tubit. She passed on a piece of technology from the First Horizon. And having this information is what has caused some of our problems. But she has also helped us. The AI. Her name is Aurora. Do you remember when we were underwater? And we found the First Horizon vessel?
How could I forget? That was kind of an experience.
Yeah, I don't like water.
Me neither.
How do you think I knew what I knew? How do you think I helped us jump blindly through a portal?
Tamir, sometimes I just kind of assume you know things because you're the smartest person I've ever met. But also, again, you've got education I couldn't even dream of, and I trust you. Whatever it is that is helping you, it's great, but it's got to have its limits.
I know you're right, and it does. And after what I just experienced, it reminded me of something that Tubit and I had discussed. The one difference between her and I in taking on this both gift and burden is that she was alone. And I am not. And Tamir's gonna take Tal's hand and let his fingers kind of lace between hers Would you trust me one more time?
Yeah.
Come into my mind. Come meet Aurora.
I have such a hard time with it. I mean, I can try.
I know. You are the best damn pilot of all the Third Horizon. And you are an incredible mystic with gifts and talents. I know you can do this.
Are you sure this isn't gonna fuck you up again? Because, like, do you know if Sally is fully gone?
No, I did not. I need to speak with Malik on that.
Okay. Well, maybe we should check that first, because I don't know if just going in there, like, there was too much in your brain already. We don't need to put another entity in there, because I don't know what's going to happen. And I didn't tell you what we've been doing, but we're about to start another war.
What do you mean start a war? I thought we were trying to prevent war.
Well, your brother thinks that the best way to, what was it, light the match or something like that sparks the cannon in the right way. I don't know. He made this reference and I didn't quite understand it, but again, he's smarter than me in some ways. I unfortunately have to trust the two of you, which really, really sucks because neither of you tells me the whole story. But
my brother is an idiot. Why would he want to start a war? We came from war.
Because the option that the rebels here are trying to take is probably going to start a war also. The best thing we can do is reveal the truth on pirate radio and try to rally people to our cause. Oh, and also assassinate. Is that the word? I think that's the word. Assassinate. There's an assassination going on, yeah.
We're going to assassinate somebody. Is Sul back? Who's going to pull that trigger?
Well, not necessarily, maybe not assassinate, at least capture. I think capture was the word. I don't know. Look, I'm a little stressed out. It's been a hell of a day. 2 days. God, it's been fucking a week. Okay. You need to talk to your brother right now because he needs to do a virus check on your head.
Okay. I'll do that. But first, he pulls her close and kisses her.
She's a little hesitant at first. But kisses him back.
Oh, babies must be there. Well, while this is happening, I think Alia would. What is that?
He stole some bread.
He's just hungry. He needs some carbs, you know?
Oh, baby. Oh, is that Evie that did that?
No, that's my cat. He stole some bread, and Evie's just watching. Like, good job.
He's a cute
menace. I'm like, what is he doing at my feet? Oh God. Sorry.
So we will briefly kiss and then go find Malik.
Okay. I think the camera actually pans to Alia. While this is happening, I imagine Tao bustles past you. Lamara is kind of left. She lugs in the last of the supplies that were left, which are kind of in like these 2 bulky cases, and she kind of sets them down after getting the look from Tao. Malik is obviously long gone, nowhere to be found. And it's you and Lamara here in kind of the main area.
In the med bay or in the main area, you said? Like holding. Am I helping her like bring stuff in? It's like just
or like unloaded at this point. It's pretty much done. Yeah.
Okay. That is there any more? Or is that the last of it?
Nope, that's it.
Okay.
They really stocked us good. She kind of opens up the cabinets and shows that like supplies have been restocked, things that you may not be able to get even on Coriolis, she finishes filling, a cabinet full of like dry packs of something.
Well, look at that. No more canned beans for months.
I know. Or veggie paste.
I was kind of getting a little used to that. I kind of liked the flavor for a second there. That could also be just me being delirious, but I don't know. Well, is there anything else I can help with? Are we?
I don't think so. They're in the med bay, so I can't really go back and finish my biopsy. But
what are you trying to do with those? Why? What are you? Why?
Why?
Yes, just curious. Just just seems.
Do you want roll? Okay, I'm gonna have you roll for this. Roll.
Okay.
You're asking her to give up some information that could be personal. So I'm gonna have you roll a manipulation check to see if she feels comfortable enough to tell you the truth or if she tries to lie to you.
Oh, I realized I opened up the. I was like, I realized I was in the Glenbrook Unhollowed one. I was like, where the fuck is Alia? What is it? What are all these names? Oh shit! In roll 20. Hold up. I'm going into the right one to open up Alia. Okay. And what would you like me to roll?
A manipulation check.
Manipulation. Okay. Oddly enough, I don't have anything in there, so. Oh,
okay. So you got a limited success. So, you can tell she is hesitant, to come. She simply says, just basic tests and things on new technology.
Oh, okay. I mean, you don't have to tell me. It was just passing curiosity. I mean,
it's just test.
Okay. Okay. Well, I hope it's successful. And, hopefully that's all you need. Do you really need more pigs?
It doesn't have to be a pig.
We'll stick with pigs. Let's stick with pigs. Maybe.
They have rather large organs, so it's good for tests.
Okay. I give her like a hesitant like pat, just like okay.
She smiles, and you can tell she's definitely has not come off of the information, like the truth of the matter, but believes that you believed her cover.
Okay. Well, just know that if you need any actual help, and if there's ways we can,
Oh yeah, it's really dangerous and scientific. But I appreciate that, the help that is. Sometimes I let Malik hold the organs. You could maybe do that.
Well, I did say I would like to help, so if that is
great.
But it sounds like I'd be coming in between your quality time, between you and Malik.
Quality. Oh, he doesn't hold organs anymore. He said he doesn't like to.
Oh, well, I mean, I could convince him again if you want me to.
Oh, no, it's okay. It is kind of like quality time, me time.
Okay.
For me, do it for me. I kill things for me. I mean, I'm.
Do I pick that up?
Yeah, she kind of mutters it accidentally, like it slips. You know, it just a
That's
test.
when, like,
Test.
you
I mean,
just-
I run tests for me.
I immediately, that's when like it changes from, hey, this is just maybe a private thing, to, okay, this may be concerning. And I turn to her and goes, Lamara,
Yes.
are you okay?
Roll another manipulation. That's an important question. Is she okay?
Oh, baby. How?
I am okay right now. Yes. I'm fine.
Okay.
Let's just go lay down. I've been up taking care of Tamir. I'm gonna rest.
Sure, I understand, but you do know that we're all very, very fond of you, and we're here for you, regardless of what it is.
Oh, I know. You pulled a gin out of my body and put it in a jar. It doesn't really, get more personal than that.
Okay, well, we're glad you're here, and I'm glad I got to meet you, and it's because of that moment. Well, that's a very wrong way. Sorry, I didn't mean that because you got the gin that I was able to come on the ship and this all happened. No, I wish that never happened in the first place, but I mean, at least we're here all together.
Yeah.
Family.
All of us together. All of us. And she kind of like looks around. Okay. Now I'll in the bye.
Okay, I reach in for like I go in for like a very like warm. I'm trying to give her like a very warm
a hug. Yeah,
Yeah.
she'll accept it and she'll hug you back and she kind of goes, "Oh." And kind of hugs you too, and she pats you like maybe there's something wrong with you, pats you back like it's okay, Alia.
Okay, and I give her like a nice, like it's a proper, like almost a, not a proper bear hug, but it's just like a
Like a
one
nice
of those, like it's like
tight
one all
embrace.
enveloping, like it's like a, oh my god, like a warm blanket style, like
Yeah.
secure sort of a hug, and then kind of like a last little squeeze and let her go. I said,
She kind of lets out a little like eek at the last like. She goes, "Okay, well, I'll
Okay.
see you when I get up."
all right, well, we'll be here. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
She kind of looks around like, okay, nobody heard that. I covered everybody bought it. And then she kind of walks down, towards her bunk. Well, technically she sleeps in the med bay, which is currently taken. So maybe she'll go find like either a spare bunk, or she'll go lay down in I guess Malik's room.
Where is Malik right now?
That's a really great question. The camera cut.
In his room.
Oh, perfect. Well, we're going to rewind a little bit because you bustled on the ship before everyone else with great purpose. What is Malik up to while there is tense but romantic conversation and strange and unsettling conversation happening elsewhere on the ship?
It's the opposite scene of all those things. It is incredibly quiet in Malik's cabin. He is sat on his bed, with his like feet on the floor, and his hands, like his elbows on his knees, and his head is just in his hands, and you can just hear for several minutes as he is quietly processing everything that just happened inside that strange little bunker, and what the fuck that he has just suggested. He is having a quiet little mental breakdown, as you do. And that's it. He's just sitting there quietly. There's nothing, like the lights are off, the door is closed, and he is just quietly breathing into his hands. I believe you are muted.
You're correct. Do you stay this way for a while?
Until something happens. Until like either someone shows up or an announcement is made on the ship or something pulls him out of it.
Lamara is technically headed to your room. She's gonna go to lay down. So after probably 10 minutes of being on the ship, it is quiet in your room, sans the sound of just like white noise of computers and machines. The door slides open, and you hear Lumara let out like a desperated sigh of relief, actually, as the door closes behind her, and she goes, "Oh, you're here."
Yeah, it's my room.
Right. I'm sorry. They're at the med bay. I was gonna lay down. Really, I was just trying to avoid Alia.
He points to the wide open space behind him, because he's sitting on the edge of the bed.
Okay. What are you doing?
I guess starting a war.
Really?
Yeah, I was kind of hoping that Alia would talk me out of it, but she was on board.
Alia agreed to war?
Yeah.
That doesn't seem like Alia.
And Tal.
Okay. I might believe that, but Tao has strong values, so it had to be for a good reason.
Yeah, I guess, like, war's happening either way. Whether we
War's
do nothing,
happening.
whether we help some people, it's going to happen. So I suggested that it would be most effective if we just gave it the extra push and started it ourselves.
So I've been thinking a lot about death.
Okay, that's... Okay,
I promise it has a point.
okay.
I've been thinking a lot about death. Thinking and meditating and testing death. And I think about, like, when we die. What happens, right?
Uh-huh.
Where do we go? What do we leave behind? And you know, if I was to die right now, the only thing I'm leaving behind are a few really, really bad charity time movies. Right?
Okay.
So, you know, Malik, if you were to die tomorrow, do you want your name and everything you leave behind to be associated with starting a war?
You remember that dance on Coriolis
Yeah.
and the televised speech I gave?
Yeah, you were very excited.
Yeah, that kind of already kicked one off. So that's why we're considered pirates now.
Right.
That's
and
why
we
the
have a
radio...
whole television station dedicated to us?
Yeah, and the radio calls us rebels.
I just thought that was kind of a cool name, but I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, this would technically be the second war we've started, I guess.
You mean you've started?
Well, okay. Okay. I didn't mean to start the first one.
Okay, but you have a choice this time. And you seem very, very concerned.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of war in general. Like, it sucks.
Well, you know, I don't think anybody wakes up, Malik, and says, "Today, let's start a war."
No, I feel like some people do, because that's kind of how they start.
But do you want to be those people?
No, but that it's gonna happen either way. That's the problem.
So why not fight the war?
That's
versus start it.
Kind of what we're doing.
So you fighting a war by starting one?
Yeah. There's okay.
Time
Listen.
In school, they told me. Well, okay, that's actually not true. That one time when I was in, the asylum, on Coriolis before you came to get me,
Yeah.
I had this friend. They were in the cell next to me, and they said something once, and I thought it was very poignant.
Okay.
Okay. They said anytime that there are only two choices, there's not. Nothing is ever down to 2 choices, Malik.
That's the problem. Us starting the war was the 3rd choice.
Okay, well, what about a 4th or 5th choice? And you know what? It's not an extra choice if it's the same one as before, silly.
No one
Look,
else seems
if you want
to
to
see
start a
4th one.
war, the fact of the matter is, I'll still share a cryotube with you. But you know, I would much rather see, your name go down as Malik, the guy who stops wars.
That would be also too much, honestly. Like, I could just not... If I could just not go down as anything, would be...
It's kind of too late for that.
Everyone keeps reminding me.
Well,
the thing is...
can I watch? You start the war?
I guess.
Okay. Should I get Alia? She's much better at these kind of conversations than me.
Like I said, she agreed. It made sense at the time.
Okay. Well, you know what? My good instinct says that maybe we should ask her again. Trust me, she's very inquisitive right now.
What do you mean when you said you're testing death?
I did it. That was just a slip.
No, you said you were
Alia?
meditating and testing death.
But this would be the time that Tal and Tamir open the door or knock on the door.
Like the door slides open. You hear, what do you mean you're testing death?
I was a slip of the. Oh, hi. We were looking for Alia, to assure that she's also on board with starting war.
Well, okay, so can we start with testing your brother for brain viruses in his CPU or something?
Oh, in the CPU. I thought there's no such thing as a brain virus. I'm a doctor, I'd know.
Wait,
Someone call
but
my name?
meningitis is a brain
Oh,
virus.
Alia, are you still a-okay with war?
What's happening right now?
I don't know.
I mean, are you asking philosophically or personal taste? Obviously, no.
Well, Malik said you signed off on his plans to start war.
I signed off on saving as many people as we can, since we know one is coming that is inevitable.
That is
Slightly
the
different.
opposite definition of war, Malik.
As in, if it means that we know one is coming, we know how to prepare for it, and that way, hopefully, innocent people can be made aware and leave or find shelter or
Well, you know what, Malik? Why don't you take a look at your brother's brain viruses and simmer on it?
Alia. That's when I think Alia kind of properly notices Tamir, and he goes, "Oh my God, you're okay!" And kind of just like gives him a big hug. And
Tamir's vitals, from what I can tell, are absolutely normal. It's kind of like nothing happened. It's like his whole system just rebooted. In
Yeah,
fact,
that's why I'm afraid.
Oh.
Well, at least from what I remember, what we tried to do, he at least was protected for what I could. So, if nothing else, whatever happens, he should be the one back.
Well, the question is it just him and the stuff that's supposed to be there, or is there other stuff as well? That's I don't know. I only have limited abilities here.
The helmet
Malik, I thought
technically healed your mind. So if there was other things there, they're probably gone.
They're not gone.
Okay.
What is it that is there, if you don't mind me asking?
I don't even know how to show, except for Tal.
That's just the cat I have for experiment later.
No,
I promise not to kill it, though. I promise it's not to kill it.
We have a
Wow!
we have a space cat now.
We have a space cat. We finally have a fucking
No, we've
space
had it.
cat.
We've had it since we
You
left.
can't.
It's the one that is killing the space rats that fucking
Yeah.
that
Oh, yeah,
Lamar was
that's
hiding in the
right.
goddamn walls.
I caught
That's
it. I caught
right.
it. I caught it. It was harassing my pig.
The dead pig?
It was alive.
Oh,
at
it
the time.
wasn't dead when it came on board. So how about those brain viruses?
Let's forget about the cat.
And Lamara's bloodlust. Okay. Fine.
Aya hasn't forgotten
Super
that. That
fine.
is still on her mind. She's just giving Lamara her space.
I'm not really qualified for CPR, diagnostics. Tamir's body is perfectly fine, as is his mind.
It seems more of a combination of both technology and something more mystic.
I mean, you could all speculate, or I could just tell you.
That'd be nice.
I already
mean,
told you 6 days ago.
What?
It's like no one listens to me on the ship. He has
I listened.
a rogue AI in his head. We had a whole discussion.
Oh, that's what
Yes,
you're
that's what I'm trying to. Is he gone now? That's the question. Can
The
we do
rogue-
some sort of test?
No, he.
That's what I need your help with, Malik. The rogue AI was Sally. I connected to Sally, and Sally tried
Oh,
to
no, I know.
infiltrate. I need to know if Sally is gone.
I watched
Because
all of
what
your
is
footage
still in my head.
for months.
So you know about 2-bit.
All of your footage on the ship.
No, 2-bit?
Well,
Wait, what would Alia know? Alia knows about 2-bit, right? I feel like, considering who she is, no need if it's not.
That's a hard one.
I mean, if freaking Samina
Who do
knows,
you think? Who do you think? You know, Samina knows.
yeah,
And Malik knows, but knows as a different person. 2-bit wasn't 2-bit.
And you don't really know what your sister has been up to.
right. No, I was just wondering, considering like,
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna let Tamir finish.
yes,
I'm gonna let Tamir finish, and then I might let Alia make a roll to put some pieces together. We'll see
Okay.
if enough comes out.
I mean, I know 2-bit, yeah.
Well, 2-bit is the one who gave me this piece of technology from the First Horizon.
And did she tell you to stick it into the ship's mainframe?
No, but Aurora is who saved us. How do you think we were able to transfer power when half of our systems were dead? There are things that I can do, and thank you for believing me that I am capable of doing these things, but I have help. And her name is Aurora. She's an AI program from the White Butterflies, right?
She's an AI program from the First Horizon who was used
They
to
were-
run weapon systems for. Was used to run the functionality of the White Butterflies. So both
Okay.
the travel right through and portals and the weapon systems of them and so forth. It's kind of like the whole kit and caboodle. It's like the running system for your computer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Tamir kind of relays that information, and probably on a too technical term because he's getting away from himself for a moment, but kind of pulls himself back. When I connected into the port, though, Sally released we cannot trust Sally.
There's
Sally
There's
is-
two Sallys.
What do you mean there's two Sallys?
So this Sally in our ship has no idea what it did to you.
I would still run a full protocol on Sally and disconnect her from the Consortium, because this Sally was going to take all of the information that I know, including the information that is Aurora, and submit it to the consortium.
I ran a full
And that is a
diagnostic on the
problem.
ship when you were unconscious.
Well, then you need to run a diagnostic on me.
That's what I've been asking for. Does anybody listen to what I say? I am the captain.
I listen.
I heard you.
I rarely do.
Yeah,
Tell
I've
said
noticed.
Arya reaches over and smacks Malik on the back of his head.
Malik cracks a smile when Tal says, "I noticed."
that. So how do we diagnosticate, Malik?
First, I need everyone to get out of my room.
Oh.
Except for my brother.
Well, you heard what the doctor said.
It's a small room. There's like so many of you in here.
Especially
What?
Arya was like 6'8".
Yeah.
Just like,
Can-
hello.
Can we watch on the comms?
Can we stand outside the door?
You can stand outside the door, and then he hits the button, and the door closes.
I think we should watch on the comms.
Are you? The comms go down. Are you an idiot?
Yes. And so are you. What is this that I hear you're about to start a war?
No, one at a time. I'm yelling at you first. Then you can yell at me later.
Fine.
You know what I do for a living? And you just plugged your fucking head into a ship connected to the Consortium. You have a head full of lies and secrets, and you plugged it in to the fucking bulletin, essentially. Does that sound like a smart idea to you?
It was either I get the ship moving, or we're going to get caught and exploded again. And I don't think we're going to have 3 different designations who are going to want to go ahead and court us for our loyalty. We
So
would
you-
have been dead.
So you said plug my brain into the ship is the only possible way to boost the thing.
Yes. I'd
Okay.
already performed all the calculations.
Okay. He walks over to Tamir, who is taller than him, and places like a hand on the back of his neck, and like pulls his like forehead to his forehead, and he says, "Are you?
I am me.
Are you good?"
I'll be okay. I am just trying to catch up.
Okay.
I am okay.
The ship is fine. I will double check. Are we gonna do that again?
If necessary.
Maybe you should come see me before you plug things into the ship or your brain.
Malik, there was not time.
In the future,
In the future, if there is more time, I will consider it first.
great. And he like lets his like the back of his neck go and then just donks him on the forehead. Dumb. And then he and swipes the cameras back on and opens the door. No, he's fine. I ran a diagnostic on him. He's all right. Just him, a not rogue AI from the first Horizon, and that's it.
Wait, you open the door and tell that
Yeah,
to us?
yeah. He says that at the door.
That was a very quick diagnostic.
Everything I
Hal's
have
just
done with
staring
the computer
daggers
has
at
been
you.
very quick.
What did you run tests?
I'm like a wizard. Have you seen? Yes.
He's literally hacked everything. And everyone. Probably including all of you.
Do you actually want to run computer diagnostics on him, or are you just
Nope.
going with what you got?
Nope.
He's gonna kill you.
Just staring between the two of them. Do I believe them?
You can make opposed manipulation checks if you're
I'm
trying to
fucked.
lie to Tao.
All I have is empathy. Fail.
I
So you can
try?
just
Could
roll
I
it.
try?
Yes. Yeah. If you're
Just-
lying, which Malik is. Okay, failed.
Ooh, that's a 1.
Tim-
Tamir
Malik-
isn't saying anything.
Malik is
How
lying.
guilty does he look?
Oh, guilty. He's empathetic. He's
You
not a
can
manipulator.
I was gonna say, you can choose to basically just flat fail the roll. So both Malik and Tao and Alia all know that you look guilty.
Like Malik has a solid poker face, and Tamir has twice as much. Like looks guilty. He makes up.
I don't
for
believe you.
Well, then run it yourself.
Give me your equipment.
There's the ship computer.
We already did that. You know what's in his brain? The ship computer.
It was in his brain.
Well, we don't know because you didn't run a diagnostic on him.
If you don't mind, could I perhaps maybe elaborate on the nature of this current situation that we're in? And I turned to Tamir, and this is the first time you've probably seen Alia. Or it's not the first time, but it's been a while since you've seen Alia, the tutor, Alia, your teacher.
Ooh.
Not Alia, just your friend and the priestess. He goes, you acquired a tech from the First Horizon. Do you want to know what I saw when I connected to that ship all those days ago when we were under the water, Tamir? Do I remember? Did I tell them properly? I don't remember if I told them.
I think you did.
Yeah,
I think you did.
I told them what I saw, but now I'm going to tell you what I felt. I said, I felt a level of malice, the need to come here and conquer, to bring death and destruction. And I trust your judgment, don't get me wrong. But whatever whatever Aurora is, you let that into your mind. And it is, from what I understand, something that was acquired from a place of strong malice. You then went ahead and then connected that to our ship, whatever your intention may have been, and let another entity enter your brain, your mind, and let it run rampant. Do you want to know what I saw, what I had to do to protect you? And even with my skills and level of expertise, only could perhaps create a wall around you so you would not be completely consumed. There was a chance we would have lost you, Tamir. So please, and I turn to Malik, if it's not too much to ask, could we please be sure that your brother is still your brother? And I turn back to Tamir. And could we please be sure that you can trust us to actually care for you and want you alive? And perhaps trust us to keep you that way.
I do trust you. All of you. I want to show you.
Okay. And I understand if you have any other obligations, but I think whatever promises were made, whatever issues may have been tough for you to do so, your near death may warrant a bit more than a simple promise.
I wish that death were something to be feared. I've seen it, been so close to it so many times.
Yes.
I'm afraid of what is inside me going into the wrong hands, into anybody else's hands. It's why it was entrusted to me, why I accepted.
And
so please,
give us the chance to protect you as well then, to help you so that you can keep that promise.
That was the concern. The more who know, the more likely they'll end up dead.
Here's the thing, though. No one's going down from this ship without the rest of us.
Yeah.
We're already in danger for being here. The best we
Yeah.
can do is know what we're doing, what we're protecting, what we're fighting for. And I turn to Malik. And also when a bomb is about to go off.
I admit that was a really not good. We should have told them, Malik, that.
Yes, yes, tell me things. Especially if bombs are involved. If there's going to be an explosion, I would like to not be anywhere near it.
You were on comms with them. What? Don't point at me. You should have told them. You knew what the plan was.
I think we need a lot of trust exercises.
Then let us do one right now. Alia, Tal, and Tamir will extend his hands.
I reach over and I give it a very warm, firm grasp.
Okay. What is the plan here, everybody?
Connecting
So-
minds, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, mind walking. Let
Okay.
them
We want
mind
to-
walk into Tamir.
Can we? Would you be okay? And is it possible to bring Malik along, even though he's not?
Yeah, I'm wondering if we
You-
could.
You will need a success per person.
Okay. Okay. Of what?
Let's
of what roles?
let's fucking try it.
Yeah.
Let's fucking do this.
It will be a mystic ability check for the mystic that holds that power.
I would. I mean,
Tal and I both have mind walk.
So
Yes.
one of the two of you will have to roll it. You get a bonus for the other, bonus die for the other two mystics involved. So, like if Tal rolls it, you get one for Tamir and one for Alia, vice versa. That will be how that works.
What-
And you need a success per person you want in the mind walk.
would I be able to use blessing as well?
What does blessing do?
Because I have that, or it's not technically exorcism. Yeah, never mind. I feel like exorcism it wouldn't apply. Never mind.
You all could go to the chapel, and I'd give you a bonus for being in the chapel.
I mentioned that. I was like, perhaps we could do this in a more appropriate location that could help more. But does that ease and in the right mindset?
That is a good idea. And I'll be the one that makes the roll because I've
Okay.
got an extra die.
So
Yeah, how
there's like
many-
incense burning and nice
Mhm.
cushy pillows and those kinds of things in the chapel as you make yourself. So one for each of the mystics plus 2 plus the one for the chapel, that would be 3. Are you bringing Malik along?
Have
We
you
can
told
try.
have you
Yes.
told Malik what you're doing? Like what the you just kind of put your hands out.
I think like we go to the chapel and then I tell Malik to follow along because I think he kind of and he will tell. Should I tell?
Okay,
Malik?
you put your hands out and I say, okay, let's go to the chapel and we can talk about it on the way.
Yeah.
Like we have room between here and there. We don't
yeah,
have
what
to.
What is this? What are we doing?
We're about to enter Tamir's mind.
Why?
Because you're going to meet Aurora.
Only if you want to. I mean, it's a consensual thing.
I guess.
Okay.
Doctor?
Lumara is not there.
Oh.
Oh.
Which she was there, and then by the time we made it to the chapel, she's not.
Then I guess it is just us. Malik? Meet the most advanced AI you have ever perceived.
Okay.
Yeah, hold hands.
Ugh, only a 1?
Wow.
You can reroll.
Wow, that's a lot.
You can push.
Yeah, I'm gonna push. I'm
Okay.
gonna give that.
Darkness. Give me the darkness.
Take it. That is so many.
Come on, baby.
Ah, not. It's still.
Why? sorry.
Damn.
That's
All right.
okay.
Just one. Just a one. Limited success.
Technically it's a 2. When you push, you leave all the 6s on the table and you reroll
On the
all
table,
things on
yes.
yours.
So in
Oh,
that
okay.
case, it would be 2 successes. So I'm gonna say it's gonna be the 2 of you that actually have this power. There's a moment where all of you kind of connect, or you try to. Malik, maybe you even feel the tinglies of like that out of body experience of leaving yourself and entering somebody else's mind. But you and Alia never quite make it. It's only Tamir and Tau, and you can tell because their eyes remain closed and their heads are tipped back as they are embraced hand in hand.
Well, we tried. Sometimes the stronger bond can help, but
This was dumb. And he lets go.
And also a little more belief can help too.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, how long was Malik holding out of the hand after he realized?
As like you did something and then there was like a tingle and then he like opened one eye and then realized that like he was still in a, and he's like, this is dumb. And then as soon as Talia spoke, as soon as Alia spoke,
Talia,
you guys combined. As soon as Alia spoke, he just let, this is dumb, and then he like turns to walk out. I believe him that he has an AI on his head. I don't.
It's more of just meeting and actually getting introduced.
That's fine. And he just leaves the temple.
I guess inside Tamir's head. So Tal, you are not in physical form, if you would. You are first person through Tamir's kind of perspective in his head. It is his head. And as you come to, you're in a forest. Kind of dense, tall trees as far as the eye can see. They're spaced out, so they're not like on top of each other. There's a lot of walking room and kind of open space near the floor of this forest, but you stand in the middle of a very small clearing.
You have a forest in your brain?
Sometimes.
Tal, you know this forest.
Why would you have this forest in your brain?
Because he's got you in his brain. You know, this forest was one of the first expeditions your family set out on to do research about the wildlife here many, many years ago when they first claimed the Defiant.
I've never taken you here. Is this like something you've grafted from our mind exercises?
I'm not sure, perhaps. Our minds are connected in ways that we probably cannot comprehend, let alone understand. Do you not see the desert in your dreams?
You know, now that I'm thinking about it, I do every once in a while. That's weird. I've never been to desert. Well, aside from that time we picked up your brother. But anyways, what are we doing here? How do we go?
Aurora is probably hiding. She takes the form of a little girl. She might be playing hide and seek. Aurora, you could come out. I've brought a friend.
Roll a manipulation. Off in the distance, under the kind of shadowed light of the canopy of this dense forest, you see a figure. It steps out from behind a tree. It's humanoid, a human, female, thin and kind of lean. No giant shoulder pads, no beehive curl front. like bump or anything like that. And you can't quite make out the face or any of the detailing, but you can see this figure that you have summoned kind of off in the distance.
Aurora?
There's no response.
This is my friend, Talia. She's here to help. She will protect you, like she protects me. And Tamir kind of like lowers himself into like a squatting position, like he normally would, to get onto Aurora's eye level.
The figure kind of tips their head the way an animal might if you talk down to it, and it steps behind a tree, the same tree it kind of stepped out of, and disappears. And then about 20 feet closer, it reemerges out of another tree, kind of stepping from behind it as if it rides in the shadows in some strange way. As it comes into this dim light, a kind of shadow breaks through and shines across the face. Tamir, I'm gonna have you make a perception check.
Observation.
Observation, I'm sorry, yes.
Take another one.
A one. It's very, very difficult to make out, but the light flashes on the eyes of this woman, this young woman. Those are Aurora's eyes, but it doesn't look like Aurora, at least from what you can tell. And the figure kind of stands tall and steps just a step closer. And as it does, her form begins to kind of take shape. And you see this looks like nobody that you've met before. Some strange amalgamation, maybe, of a person. She seems normal, but she doesn't quite speak to you, and she seems a bit hesitant to step out.
I don't understand. Something is not quite right.
She tries to speak as if she can't quite catch breath to do it. And eventually she kind of whispers out, "Who is Aurora?"
Who are you?
I am Ari.
It is nice to meet you, Ari. But I am looking for Aurora.
I do not know of this Aurora. Checking files. Aurora. A code name given to a series of important files. Yes. Readouts on a war machine of some kind, not of the Third Horizon.
Are these files part of you?
Yes, well, part of Tamir's databanks. I am Ari, a new running system. I have been functioning for exactly 1 hour and 27 minutes.
What happened to Aurora?
Checking computer database. Roughly 2 hours ago, a reset on the system caused an update. It seems as if a virus was cleared from the system, but in doing so wrote a new code, the one in which I emerged from.
Do you report to anyone?
I do not report as a program. My diagnostics show that I am both a database system as well as a security system. I function for the computer.
The computer that is protecting Aurora? Or the computer that serves the Consortium?
The computer in your head.
Hey, you built yourself a new computer program. I'm really proud of you.
Tamir's not laughing. In fact, there are tears running down his cheeks.
Tears. This is a sign of sadness in humans. Are you sad?
Very,
Would you
very
like me
sad.
to access the Aurora files?
Yes, please.
One moment. There's kind of a second as she blinks in this kind of deadpan way, accessing the files. She's done. She says, "Oh, I understand better now. You had a personal connection with the program."
Yes, Aurora was a friend.
Aurora was a program. But in a way,
Aurora was more.
her files show deep code, strange algorithms. It makes the basis of my code. In a certain way, I am in fact Aurora. Pardon me.
And it is a great pleasure to make your acquaintance, Ari. My name is Tamir Al-Assad.
Tamir. Yes. Main computer. Tamir.
This is Captain Taltuma.
Where?
I'm not actually here, Tamir. I'm just seeing through you.
Oh, another program. She does seem to
Yes.
hear your voice. I have no record of a Taltuma program.
Taltuma operates on her own system.
Understood. I too operate almost on my own system.
Yes. Yes, you do. Is there anything that I can do for you, Ari?
I am lost in the woods.
We could help you get out.
Do you
Is
have
there
a
a
map?
place? I do not, but Tal, could you perhaps guide us? I'm not familiar with this forest.
I don't know exactly where we're going because I don't know. We just landed here briefly when I was like 10. It's not a great memory. Like,
Well, it is your head, Tamir. And if Taltuma is a running program, you can choose anywhere you want to go.
Tal, how about we go home?
oh, okay. I think about the Defiant.
Tal closes his eyes, and the both of you think about home, which is the Defiant. Right, Tamir? That's what you're thinking about?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay,
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
I need to make sure we're not going to separate places that could end poorly. The
Yeah,
both of
no, no,
you think about the ship. And there's a brief moment where the ground moves under your feet, but your feet itself do not move. And you come clear of the forest, bright light, and you don't see her, but you hear Ari simply say, "Thank you," as she kind of dissipates off. And the two of you come to as if laying under bright lights, even though in here there's nothing but candles. Yeah. And the two of you are there. Alia, did you stay?
I stayed.
Yeah,
Just to
Alia
make
is
sure.
sitting there. Tamir, I mean, Malik is not. And of course, Lamara is not either. She never came here.
Well, congratulations. It's not a virus. You had a baby. Kind of.
What?
Tamir's computer reset turned Aurora into a new program, kind of.
Tamir, your best guess is that the Sally virus that was put there was consumed by Aurora, and that's what actually came out the other side.
Yeah, it was like a way to rewrite the program to be more protective. Was my
more
kind of
protective
guess on it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're nailing it. I'm going to give you an actual some things for this. But
Ooh.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So Tamir has like actual tears running down his cheeks.
Also, that was the first corruption bar, everybody.
I'll wipe them away and say, "Are you okay?"
I will be. Aurora meant a lot, and I don't know what this new program is capable of. This is new. I don't know how to navigate it.
Well, from a data aspect, as far as new programs go, since Aurora was used as the basis of the code for this, then she does still have like a part of Aurora. Like Aurora was the basis, so Aurora's still there. It's just like Aurora morphed into a security droid rather than, like, I don't know, grew up or something.
It's kind of what that feels like, yes.
I come up and I give. I'm giving a lot of fucking hugs today. I come down, give Tamir a hug, and kind of just you see Alia kind of like slouch down to Tamir's. Wait, how tall is Tamir? Again,
Tamir's 6'4".
Oh, okay, then never mind.
Yeah. She's like, taller, but like not that tall.
Yeah. You just see like Alia gives him a hug, and then kind of just as she comes out, like gently cups his face and goes, "I'm sorry for your loss. I can maybe imagine, perhaps not, what kind of a relation you must have had with Aurora. But she became what she has become out of love for you, I feel, and wanting to protect you. So if what I understand is correct, if Aurora just remade herself, for all intents and purposes, this is Aurora. Just like a childhood friend grows up away from you and you meet them again for the first time.
Talking about your sister?
Yeah. Sort of.
Just to give you a more accurate picture, Tal is about a foot plus a couple inches shorter than both of you.
Mm-hmm.
So just it's two giants and then Tal sitting there like heartless.
But then you see a sudden, like, kind of almost like a weird, like, there's a moment where as she's saying all of this about like, and especially when Tal was saying how like we were talking about like it's basically the same but kind of rewritten. There's a moment where Alia is just like, and then it's like she's thinking, and then she looks at you too and goes, I think you're okay from what I see, from what it sounds. I need to go look at something. I will be right back, maybe. And you just see her walk out. And then, but comes back, gives another quick hug, goes, welcome back, Tamir, and then walks out. And that I'll leave it for now.
Does Tao have any or Tamir have anything left to say before we cut Cam over to Melissa?
I'll just turn to Tamir and say, you want a drink? I could use a drink.
I could use a drink. And then I
We'll go
need to
get
know what this war is going to be about. From your mouth, not my brother's.
I'll fill you in.
Thank you.
Okay. The two of you head off to find some libations. And since I'm getting words from Malik, do they find you? Are you also drinking, Malik?
He's not drinking, but he's in the cantina. Just sort of sitting there, like back to the table, feet out, and just waiting for whatever the hell that was to stop. Whatever that hand-holdy hug fest was in the temple. And he is just sitting there, sort of arms behind his head.
Your brother waiting somewhat patiently, but there is no sign of Alia or Lamara. Alia, where are you headed?
I'm going to Lamara.
Medbay?
Mm-hmm. Or wherever she ended up going to.
You climb down the ladder to the correct deck and cut across, and you can see that giant like open right window that looks in on the med bay, and Alia is there. Her back is to the window. She's like on the far side of the table that sits in the middle, and she's kind of looking down at something you can't quite see, like in her hands, and the door seems to be open.
I try not to make too much of a noise. I come in.
You want to do it silently?
Yeah, gently.
Roll an infiltration.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
She is
darkness point.
Okay.
Come on. Okay. Never mind.
Okay. You are quiet, but the door is not. She does not turn. She does not turn. When you walk in, she doesn't even like kind of turn to look at you. She's still back kind of on the other side of this table from you. Do you say anything?
I try to kind of just observe for a second.
You should not be here. This is a sterile facility. I'm gonna be doing some work.
Oh, have you started?
No. She tries to kind of hide something maybe in her jacket so you can't quite see it, whatever was in her hands. You can make an observation if you want to try to like know what it is.
Okay.
Nope, you can't quite make it out. Her like lab coat is covering it, but it's like because her back's to you, but you can see she's holding something.
Okay. I said, well, you did ask if I could help and come and assist. I have the time.
Oh, yes. It's not those experiments. Not those experiments.
Okay. Lamara.
Mm-hmm.
Can we talk? Please. Come on. Manipulation. There we go. Fire!
Oh no. Okay. She says, yeah, we can talk. I just don't want to look at you.
Okay. I come up, but not like next to her, but like behind her, and kind of just gently place a hand on her shoulder.
She got it. You feel her actually like flinch a little in, and she kind of pulls her shoulder away. She's like, I'm sterile.
You know, there was a long time when I was younger and I was forcefully had to run from my home, where I didn't really have anybody and I didn't know really who to turn to. I left my home with a bunch of other children in the same situation as me. And though we started the journey together, we inevitably, one at a time, had to leave each other for one reason or the other. I never really had, since then, much of a family. Surely, I guess, could be my mother. It's why I think of her as such. She raised me. But being always on the run, we never could spend time together more than what was necessary. We couldn't really connect more than what was necessary. My first real home and my first real family, since I was perhaps, I can't even remember how old I was when I had to leave, is you and this crew and this ship. And I would do anything, if it's in my power, to help you and protect you. And I want you to know that we're here for you.
Do you have any scars, Alia?
More
Physical ones, that is.
More than I can count.
You know, scars are just where the tissue healed itself. It's dead. But even though the wound's not there anymore, the scar always stays. It doesn't really go away. Can't. Kind of bound to it in a way.
Mm-hmm.
As a doctor, I don't have very many scars. But I have a scar. One big one. And she kind of like lowers her head and she says, your first real memories with us and me and that horrible thing you pulled out of me. And no matter how hard you tried, it's like a scar. I can't get rid of it. And she turns around and reveals the orb. The one that's swirling with a black djinn inside of it. That was thought to be lost when the Defiant exploded. She holds it very close to her body, kind of her hands bound around it. And she says, this is my scar. I saved it from them.
Mm-hmm.
Don't tell anybody, okay?
I look at the orb for a small second, but mostly then turn to Lumara and once again just cup her face as well. And I turn to her and goes, everybody has scars, Lumara, but they don't define who you are. They're not you. The experiences behind them, the person that comes out from it and what they learned from this experience is who you are. You went through something that was so traumatic and something that you are a miracle, Lumara. Do you know that?
I don't really believe in miracles. I'm a doctor.
Well, I'm big enough to believe it for both of us. And let me tell you, the chances of you being here today, of you surviving, of you being Lumara. What was her last name again? Sorry.
The Mara Akban.
Akban. Of you being Lumara Akban was infinitesimal. I'm not a scientist, I'm not a mathematician, I don't know how to calculate it, but I can promise you, in the entire history of the Third Horizon, or at least what has been recorded, there has never been a situation where someone who has been possessed by a djinn has been able to survive.
There's a good reason for that, Alia.
It's you.
No, I mean, there's a reason that none of them have survived, or a good thing they haven't.
Okay.
Well, that is all the time we have for today. And she kind of goes over and wraps another like lab coat like deep around it and puts it into like a drawer and closes it, and you see her like boop a code and lock it. And she turns around and she says, you're right, we all have our scars, right? Just I'm fine. A miracle.
I'll wait until you believe that yourself.
Right.
Can you maybe perhaps talk to me about what it is?
Maybe. But I think we're supposed to start a war first, right?
War comes in multiple forms. And if you're already fighting one, then maybe that is the first one we need to handle.
How do you know that you're the good guy?
You don't. You do what the best you can, and you hope that you don't hurt anyone on the process. But if you do, you hope it's not something intentional nor permanent. But all we can do is try our best and keep moving forward.
Right.
And perhaps ask help along the way.
Right, help. Well, the next time I do an experiment, I will ask for your help.
Gladly.
Okay. She goes over to the comms and she clicks the button, so it's like over the whole ship, and she goes, "Are we still starting a war tonight?" Malik?
Honestly, I was really hoping to have a night off, but I guess if we have to do it tonight, then sure.
I get to say in this. Nobody has asked me what I thought about starting a war.
Okay, we're coming down.
Okay.
Lamar like flicks out of whatever like dark space her head was in. You see her eyes light back up again, as if you just flipped a light switch. And she turns around with a big smile on her face and she says, "Come on, time to start a war."
I reach out my hand and basically like hold her hand and like, well, at least protect as many in this process.
You know, I've never really been part of a rebellion before, and you kind of hear her voice trail off as the two of you kind of walk up to meet the rest of the group. And because I promised an early release, we will end our episode there tonight with both corruption bars used, one for our brand new Ari, and the second for the return of the Jinn.
Great. Just what we needed. Oh man. Okay. That's
chat.
that's
Yeah, thanks everyone.
chat. You guys killed Aurora, so that's on you.
Yeah, what the fuck, chat?
She didn't die. She just evolved.
Don't
Died.
don't try
So,
to
you're
reframe
dead.
it.
Your daughter grew up.
Don't
and
You
try to-
killed my child.
Don't try to reframe it to make chat feel better about themselves and their bad choices. That's it for us tonight, guys. We're going to get out of here. We're going to do our after show. If you guys want access to that, Patreon link down below. That's the best way to support the channel. Join us at the $5 tier. It's just $5. You get all the cool behind-the-scenes exclusives for all the shows we do here, and maybe some more cool stuff in the future. While you're down there, click on that Discord link. Join us in the Discord. Be a part of the community. Be a part of the conversation. But for now, let's go around, do our introductions, get the hell out of here so we can do that after show and get it to you as quick as possible. We'll start with KP. Who are you? Where can we find you? What are you up to?
Hello, everybody. My name is KP, also known as KP11 Studios. And you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, kind of Twitch. I'm there. You can follow me, but nothing's happening there. But either way, I do many things. I'm a cosplay and portrait photographer. I'm a TTRPG player. I get to play wonderful games with all these folks all the time, and I'm just so happy. We are on Thursdays, as you can see, we play Void, and then on Tuesdays, I'm on another game here on unMadeGaming as well with everybody here except our lovely Dot, where we are a bunch of kids trying not to die and being run, chased by mechanical monsters and weird scientist things. If you haven't seen that last episode, that was a doozy. But outside of that, nothing yet. Oh, actually, Monday, we super excited. This coming Monday, we have the first episode of Into the Sunset, which is a D&D 5e game that I'll be playing with. It's really fun. It's a mini series where, kind of just like the title says, each episode will catch up with our characters at different levels. So we start at level 3, we'll go to, I think the next one is level 10, level 15, and then level 20. Maybe there's one more in between there, kind of seeing the progress of their lives going forward, and each time hitting a new adversary. It's a fantastic crew run. We have Cyclops, Sam, I'm blanking their title, their handle. Tchaikovsky. There we go. Tchaikovsky or Sam Delive. We have Persephorath on there. We have Noir Enigma, who is our DM, and we'll also have a guest appearance one of these episodes with Brennan Lee Mulligan from Dropout, and Dimension 20. So that's super exciting there. And then on Wednesday, our next campaign called Into the Running Feywild will be starting, where it's on Nat One Fun's channel, and it's a bunch of us getting sucked into our characters are regular human beings that then suddenly get sucked into our game of D&D on our very first session, and it's all sorts of shenanigans where we're like, what the hell is going on? So it is going to be fantastic, and I just love the premise so much. So those are the big things happening soon. Anything else you want to catch? It'll be on Twitter. You'll see my announcements all the time. So there you go.
Hell yeah. From there, we will go over to, let's go to Eris. Who are you? Where can we find you? What are you up to?
Oh, hello. I'm Eris Savad. Pronouns are she, her. I make things. You can find the things that I make, like this dice tray behind me, over at erisavad.com. If you use the code Hot Dice Daddies, you get a really nice discount. Right now I have 10% off all my rings, because love yourself. Buy yourself something shiny. You can find me hanging out with Gnome on Gnome Brew Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern time, where we wake the fuck up and have a cup of something.
Hell freaking yeah. And speaking of Gnome, who are you? Where can we find you? What are you up to?
My name is Gnome. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at NoMedic. I do TTRPG things in TTRPG spaces. Basically, everybody's already said all the things that I'm in right now. I don't know. Come join me in Eris tomorrow morning. Come wake the fuck up with us. Start your weekend off right with our talk show over on Gnome Brew. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
Perfect. And if you guys want to see Gnome do more things, be sure to message him on Twitter and say, where's that Void podcast? And last but not least, Dot, who are you? Where can we find you? And what are you up to?
Hi, friends. I'm Little Red Dot. You can find me online as Little Red Dot, mostly over on the Kobold Press Twitch channel, where I run and produce all of their stuff. The rest of the time, you can catch me here or on the Stitch of Fate podcast. We are real close to crossing 200,000 downloads. So, yeah.
And the 50th episode's coming up.
The 50th episode's coming up, almost at 200,000 downloads. That does not include our YouTube watches, because I don't have that total number yet. But
listen, I've been trying to catch up, and I've been hooked. I've been listening to it every morning when I work out, on my drives if I'm by myself, going anywhere.
That makes
it's so good, y'all.
It is
like,
good.
I'm not even joking. Like, everybody's just so on point. Dot is just amazing, like exudes the beauty that Vera is supposed to be in her voice
Thanks.
herself. It's a great show, and the music. I've been like hooked on the music.
You know, and there's this like bitch and editor or whatever for the podcast too.
Oh,
Whatever. Nobody
Yeah.
we know.
Never met him.
know him.
Never
named
met him.
Nomadic, who, yeah. Oh, that also makes a lot more sense because how good it is. I'm just like, God damn, the music is so great. The noise effects are so great. Everything's so great. Do more shit, Gnome. Why can't you do that for Void?
Yeah.
I want that for Void.
I am, and I have another podcast that I'm being trained on this weekend, and it's my favorite podcast. It's what started me getting me
Oh,
into
that's
actual
cool.
play podcasts,
Ooh,
and they've reached out to me,
congratulations.
so I'm really excited.
Oh, you're gonna be so
I'm
good.
stoked. Yeah.
Cool.
Dot, where else can we find you though? We all interrupted you.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
it,
yeah, yeah.
That's it, Little Red Dot. And I'm gonna say this because you know, losing Aurora is like a big hit for our dear Tamir. You are gonna get some things. You did take on a massive security system, so there'll be some benefits to protecting the information, basically to protecting the Sally program, which is there. So I will have it's technically a talent, but I'm turning it into a piece of like partial tech.
Mhm.
I will pass that information along to you. But if
Okay,
anybody
cool.
cares and is all into the Coriolis Void thing, in this book, the second part, Mercy of the Icons, this is a new talent called To the Grave. Could be located on page 69.
Nice.
Nice.
And on that note, we are out of here. We'll see you all next week. So from all of us to you guys, bye-bye.
Bye.